spaghetti amatriciana, or spaghetti alla matriciana. I don't speak Italian, but this is a super simple dish with 1, 2, 3, and 4 ingredients. I have spaghetti, guanciale, pecorino cheese, and passata, or strained tomato sauce, which is just tomato with a little bit of salt. That's literally it. This is one of the 4 classic Roman pasta dishes, and it is pretty similar to carbonara, but I feel like it's easier to make because there's no egg yolk involved, so there's no risks of scrambling the eggs. And instead, there's just this tomato sauce. I'm going to remove the skin or the rind of the guanciale, and then I want these nice little strips. Now again, this dish is related to spaghetti carbonara or pasta carbonara, and the cooking process is pretty similar as well. So I'll start by rendering the fat of the guanciale in a cold pan with nothing else, no excess fat, no olive oil. And then I will take out the guanciale pieces because I want the crispy texture of them. So I'll add them back on at the end. So I'm gonna get these in the pan. These guys are in the wok, and I decided to use the wok because it's easier to toss the pasta with the sauce later. And now I'm going to turn this on to medium and let this go, let the fat render. Okay, so now I'm gonna grate some cheese. This is pecorino. These guys are rendering pretty nicely. And start boiling some water. Okay, it's only been like another 3 minutes, but apparently I put the heat on a little bit too high, so these are taking on a little bit too much color. So I've turned the heat off, and now I'm going to pull them out, leaving behind a literal pool of fat. If you want, you could take out some of the fat. You know what, maybe I'll take out some of the fat. This is just a little bit too much. The good thing about having a scale is that every time I cook pasta, I know how much dry pasta I'm putting in. So that's 125 grams. I'm going to set this aside. Boiling water. Salted boiling water. Pasta in salted boiling water. Pasta has been cooking for 2 minutes. I'm going to turn the heat back on for the wok. I've taken out some of the fat. And now I am adding about, I would say, 300 milliliters of passata. Now I'm just going to let this come up to temperature. This is basically the sauce. I'm gonna add some salt later, but that's about it, and some cheese. It took about a minute for the tomato sauce to come up to a boil. So now I'm going to take some pasta water and and loosen this up a little bit and turn the heat down because I don't want tomato sludge everywhere. And the pasta has been cooking for about 5 minutes. The package suggests a 10-minute cook. So I'm going to pull the pasta into the sauce and let it finish cooking in the sauce. Now at this stage it still looks pretty thin. The sauce looks a little bit watery, but I'm going to turn the heat back up. After a couple minutes, this is going to look pretty nicely done. And then I'll add these things and call it a day. It's been another 2 minutes. The sauce is aggressively bubbling. So now I'm going to add the cheese. All of it. Turn the heat down a little bit. And stir in the cheese to thicken the sauce and to season it. I haven't added any salt at this point. And I'm going to give it a taste and see if I need to add salt. From this point onwards, I'm going to keep the heat on medium-low because I don't want the cheese to like separate and get greasy. This is looking pretty nice. We'll taste a little bit of the sauce. Ah, it's hot. Need salt? Okay, that was very hot. Doesn't need too much salt. Let's say 2 pinches. Oh, that was hot. That was so hot. Stir that around. This is a pretty nice consistency here. Okay. Second bite of the cherry. Don't want to get burned this time. Right on spot. I am a genius. So that's done. Now I'm going to plate it up. Sprinkle the crispy guanciale bits on top and some more cheese on top. And see you in a bit. It's basically spaghetti with tomato sauce and some meat. Ow! Just poked my my lip with the fork. The guanciale took on a little bit too much color, but it doesn't taste burnt at all. If you want to make this dish vegetarian, leave out the guanciale and use olive oil. And maybe it's a good idea to add some aromatics, you know, some chopped garlic or onion. Could be a good idea. Spaghetti alla matriciana. Super easy dish. The annoying part now is doing the dishes, as usual. That takes probably longer than cooking the dish, but I'm gonna finish this off and do that. Yeah. I am out.